everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Twin Stitches Designs podcast. My name is Julie, and I am the knitwear designer behind Twin Stitches Designs. Today we are Sunday, February 14th, and I am coming to you from my home in Canada. It is so cold outside that I had to put on a nice big sweatshirt. It is just absolutely freezing, so I have my warm cup of coffee, and I am ready to get going and dive into all of the things that I've been knitting on. I'm really excited to share everything with you guys. I did a podcast, I want to say last week, and I'm actually able to come back to you guys within a week, which is very rare, but absolutely love taking the time and chatting with you all. So you can find me both on Instagram and Ravelry as Julianne Knitter. I will link everything down below this video on YouTube. If you are interested in finding all the links, they're down below. If you have any questions, please list them below and I will answer them as soon as I possibly can. I will also link my newsletter if you want to not miss out on any pattern releases, special promotions, those types of things. The newsletter is below. I also have a Patreon group if you are interested in that. You get some free patterns and special coupon codes. We have exclusive videos, first dibs on test knitting. All of the details are down below. Okay, you guys, I don't have as much to share as the last time because, well, it's only been about a week of knitting. And I have a finished object, I have some new whips, and I have some acquisitions as well. So first up is a new finished object, and this was a whip the last time we spoke and we saw each other. So I finished my pair of camp fiber yarns in the Ice Castle colorway. This is a pair of socks that I had cast on for myself, and my husband wants a pair for himself. So I didn't make the leg as long. I did a 2x2 cuff for 22 rows, and then I did for 5.5 inches. I did a German short row heel. The heel is in Knit Picks Sapphire. This is in Stroll, so just some leftover yarns that I had. And then I just did the foot with my normal toe. So I have both of these completely done. For my pair of socks, I used 46 grams of the yarn. And I absolutely love how this colorway turned out. Laura did have some in her shop, and I think she may have 1 or 2 left. But if you are interested, definitely message her, and I think she would dye some up more for you guys. But I really, really love how this pair of socks knit up. I always knit my socks on 2.25 millimeter needles, Chiago red lace. Those are my favorites. And my sock blockers, I bought them on Etsy a few years ago. So yeah, really, really love how these turned out. I do have one more finished object, which was the dishcloth of last week. Kind of very just simple. I am doing a year-long knit-along for my dishcloth, which is called Dishie Dimanche. I will link the video down below. I have an entire video sharing with you guys what it is. It's just honestly knitting dishcloths all year round. You don't have to use Dishie from Knit Picks. You can use any cotton yarn you would like. And this one right now, I finished 2 of them in the Knit Picks Dishie Creme Brule, which is a nice golden yellow. And I had finished these 4 out of Knit Picks Dishie in Kitchenette. And the last one I didn't have enough, so I used the Creme Brule. I haven't woven in my ends on that one. So I just kind of finished it off. I'm planning on doing that with all of the dishcloths this year, is using up every amount of scrap and just kind of finishing it off with the next color that I'm going to be doing. So up to now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 dishcloths, and I'm going to be casting on the 7th today. I forget how many Sundays we are already at. I'm either on point or I'm missing a week, but that's okay. So this is my stash of dishcloth up to now. I will share with you guys. I haven't cast it on, but I at least have it all in my bag and ready to go today because we are Sunday, and I set aside Sundays to cast on a dishcloth and just have it knitting. And I absolutely love it. So usually I have my little dishcloth stash right here, my little stack, and I absolutely love looking at it. I am not 100% sure on the next color that I'm going to pick. I debated doing an entire color family and then moving on. So you see I still have that yellow. Let me grab the next yellow that I'm thinking of casting on because it's absolutely beautiful. This one is called, I think it's Sunshine. Yeah, Sunshine Multi. You guys look at that. So this one, just to compare, this is Creme Brulee. It's more of a golden. And this one is, it's perfect. Sunshine is the perfect name for it. So Dishie Multi. Really love it. So I'm thinking it might be this one. I really, really love it. And I think it would go really cute with the set. So kind of continuing on to the yellow-orange theme. If you are wondering, I knit all my dishcloths right now, up to now, on a US 7? No, US 8. And I use Grandma's Favorite Dishcloth by Vintage. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. And I'm just using that. The only modification that I do make with my dishcloths is I use a knit front and back instead of the yarn over, so you don't have those holes all going around. That's just me personally. I don't like the holes, so I just do it that way. And a tip and trick, if they're not completely square, just honestly, you guys tug it until it's pretty much the size, and I just tug, and then I fold until they're like somewhat square, so they kind of look like cute little squares, because other than that, they don't really square up. But that's okay. They're dishcloths. They're not meant to be like absolutely perfect. These I am planning, because I find dishcloths are very relaxing to knit. I absolutely love having them in my bag, and I need to get through this crazy. So all of this is Dishie, and all of it is dishcloth knitting. So I'm hoping to get through at least half of the stash this year, right? Yeah, because I can do 4 dishcloths out of one of these. Well, if I get through a quarter, whatever I can get through, I will be very happy. And it just means that at Christmas time, you guys imagine all of the gift knitting that is going to be done ahead of time. Like, come on, that is amazing. So absolutely love that, and I absolutely love knitting dishcloths. So if you want to come join, it is just for fun. If you are not, if Ravelry is not accessible for you, just use Dishie Dimanche 2021 hashtag on Instagram, and I will be pulling quarterly prizes for that. Oh, I also want to mention, if you are a maker of any kind and would love to donate anything to the podcast or Patreon or any of that, definitely send me a message. Email is best, and I will link my email down below. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And I will show you guys. So I finished the Ice Castle socks, and my husband wanted a pair, so I was waiting in the mail for a mini from Laura. I actually don't have the mini here, but... And I cast on his pair of socks. Now you guys are going to say, Julie, that is toe up. What is this? This is not you. I knit only toe up. I hate toe up. I'll fully admit it, you guys. I'm a cuff down sock knitter. I only knit toe up when I have a limited amount of yarn. So each skein for the pair of socks, I have 22 grams of yarn per sock. And I'm going to be doing a contrast toe, heel, and the cuff. So my husband loves a long leg. What I did was I did the, this is called, it's Campfire Yarns. Oh my gosh, I have it here. Frostbite. Little tiny thing for her mini. And absolutely, it's like this, the matching of the super bright color. So I'm doing this for the toe, and I'm going to do it for the heel. And I am ready to put in my heel. I'm debating if I'm going to do an afterthought, if I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the heel yet. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this up for however long I can knit the leg. And my husband, I usually do 6.5, anywhere between 6.5 to 8 inches leg length before the heel. So depending on how much I can get done with that, and then I will do a cuff for if it's 1 inch to 2 inch to 3 inches, whatever. He absolutely loves this dark blue, so I'm going to be doing the cuff out of that. So I will have a full pair of socks within 54 grams of yarn for his pair. So this is what the 22 grams of yarn looks like. And this is the pair of socks. So for his, I did a toe up, Judy's Magic Cast On, and 64 stitches. I'm knitting 6.5 inches before putting in the heel. And like I said, I'm not 100% sure on the heel. Sorry, fluff in my nose. I'm not 100% sure on the heel type that I want to put in. But then I'm just going to be knitting all the way up. I have this on my Chiagu Red Lace 2.25 millimeter needles, which are my of choice. And I need to get more of these because I think I lost them. Because I only have one of 32 inch. And I want more because I want to cast on all the socks. All right, I'm going to put that away. Put all of that away. I just wanted to show you guys the bag. So this is my kitchen sink shop bag. And I have always my Dishie in here. Like I said, I haven't cast it on, but this is the Creme Brule. And I absolutely love having everything in my bag. So you will see like I have that. I have my needles, which are a US 8. I'll have my scissors and my darning needle. So I have, the irony is I have the scissors and the darning needle, but I haven't woven in ends on some of them, even though it's in here. Yeah, so it'll eventually get to that. But to be honest, you guys, I mean, I have 7 and there's only one that hasn't had the ends woven in. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, this is going to be cast on today and will be done by tonight. And like, I'm actually really loving this bright color, so I'm just going to put it in my bag. So for next time, it is going to be ready for next week. So this is Dishie in the Creme Brulee. And there we go. Okay, the next cast on was, I told you guys that I was going to cast on this project by the next podcast, and I did. I will show it later, I purchased a bunch of yarn from D-Stash, and I also purchased this bag from Daisy Girl Company through the D-Stash. I already have one of her bags, and I absolutely love it. It's this fun peekaboo bag. And you guys can see, I put on a sneak peek in my Instagram about this cast on. So I am knitting up a new hat design out of Camellia Fiber Company in her worsted base in the colorway Camellia, and her Mohair, which is MoonFlower. I said Moonstone on the previous podcast. It's MoonFlower. So I'm holding these double. Like, look at that halo. It is beautiful. I'm holding these double for a fun hat. You kind of see this fun, sweet little texture. But look at that fluff and halo. I love it. See if I can put it on for you guys. I don't know if my head will fit. Yeah, sort of. Oh, this looks beautiful. Oh, you guys, I'm not a pink girl, but I love it. I love it so much. It's just going to be the most perfect, cozy, comfy hat. I really love it. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Yeah. So this hat pattern, I'm not 100% sure when it's going to be coming out or anything. But I really love it. Love how it's working up. And I love the little texture pattern. I wanted something for this hat design that was delicate and wasn't... Because I found the yarn was so beautiful and delicate, I wanted the stitch pattern and the hat pattern to match that aesthetic and kind of have that vibe from the yarn itself. So I am knitting my hat on a US 8, and these are my Knit Picks short interchangeable nickel plated needles. And then I have these stitch markers, the round ones. And these are also from Knit Picks, the jumbo needles, the jumbo stitch markers, the tins. I'll put it down below. I cannot talk apparently. But yes, really, really love this hat. By the next podcast, this hat is going to be done, and will probably be coming out in the month of March. So that'll be all set and done. Really love this knit. It's a super relaxing knit, nothing complicated. Love those types of knits right now. The next cast on that I have, which would be my last whip, and you guys, this is kind of, I used to test knit in the past and I absolutely loved it. And Chantel of KnitAtude posted a test knit call for her Easy Eyelet Yoke cardigan. And I was like, oh my God, I'm looking for cardigans for the house. And I thought, wouldn't it be amazing to have that? And I was so excited. So I applied and I was accepted to test knit, which I was over the moon with, and I cast it on. So I will try and put a photo here if I remember, but if not, Chantel is KnitAtude on Instagram, and you can see it is absolutely beautiful. It's just kind of a classic cardigan. I have this in my Mrs. Cassiopeia K bag that I purchased over the holidays. Really love it. I actually have my tin of stitch markers here that I mentioned previously. So it's this fun little tin, and it has the stitch markers in them. Really love it. Perfect for traveling. Put all my things in there. And yeah. So I did cast it on. I am using Knit Picks Twill, which is a worsted weight yarn, and I am using the Sea Salt Heather colorway. This is 149 yards per 100 grams, and it is 100% superwash merino. I've done a full review of Twill on my YouTube channel, and I love Twill. I find that it is a great alternative to hand-dyed yarn. I love hand-dyed yarn. If you can't afford that, I think that is an amazing alternative, and the twist is amazing. I would see this as cables. It is stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. So I caked up two of them, and I literally just started. So this is it caked up. I had to unravel, so that's why it's a little messy, because I had already made a mistake. We were driving this morning, and I noticed, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And then I started looking at the pattern. I'm like, oh yeah, Julie, that was my mistake. So I am in the middle of the row, and it is a cardigan, so it's worked top down, which is my favorite type of construction. You do the collar, and then I am on to, so it's little eyelets around, and yeah, so absolutely love this. I'm knitting this. I got gauge on a US 10, which is amazing with worsted weight. This is gonna fly off the needles, and I'm really excited about this sweater. Like I said, I just cast on yesterday. I had knit like about this much, and I noticed my mistake, so I ripped out, which is fine. I don't mind test knitting. I don't mind ripping out. I think that's the joy of knitting, to make sure that everything is just perfect in the way that you want it. Yeah, so actually, well, oh no, I'm on the purl round. I thought that I just had this much knitting, and I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to knit while I chat, and, I can share it with you guys more. Well, I might try purl. So yeah, so I absolutely love test knitting. I think that it is such a refreshing, how can I put it? It's a refreshing knit because I don't have to do a lot of the math, and I can just kind of follow along someone else's pattern. I do want to do more of that this year, of knitting other people's patterns. I mentioned that on the previous podcast, just because I think there's so much to learn, especially from other knitters and other designers. And I think knitting other people's patterns also gives you a nice, it cleanses out your palette for knitting. Like, when you are sick and tired of knitting socks, you'll knit a nice hat, and it's such a nice change. I find that that's kind of the same way with a designer, and you're knitting someone else's designs, is you don't have to think, and you don't have to stress about it, because it's the stress is on somebody else, and it's not on yours. And I love test knitting. I love seeing all the different people and getting in a group with people knitting together. I never noticed that I missed it until recently. So yeah, so this is actually the first sweater I've ever test knit. I've test knit hats, and I've test knit socks, cowls, mittens, shawls, but I never test knit a sweater before. I'm just knitting or purling. I think that's about it on the widths. Okay, well, apparently I may not get to the end, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to, because I'd love to show it off to you guys a little bit. On other news, I am about to cast on a new pair of socks this week. I think we all binge watch Bridgerton on Netflix. I mean, we all did. And I have a design in my head that would kind of be inspired for like the men in Bridgerton. I have like this idea, and I think it'd be really, really fun and cool, a fun little simple texture. And I already have the pattern written up and everything, so I just need to cast it on. And I am really excited about it, and I'm going to show you guys the yarn in a second. Guys, I'm almost there. I hope you guys are knitting along with me and just not minding me. Oh, here we go. We are at the last few little stitches. Okay. And here we go. Okay, you guys. Here you can see it. So this is the neckline. This is the collar. And now you really see those nice eyelets. Okay, I'm happy I knit it because you guys can see it, and it looks very beautiful, and the twill knits up like a dream. I told my husband, we were driving and I was knitting on it, and I'm like, if you want a sweater out of twill, I will knit you a sweater, because it is just squishy and amazing, and the knitting with it, like I said, it has a lot of resemblance to hand dyed. So absolutely love this knit. Hopefully by the next podcast I will have split the sleeves, and if not, like way more. I have 5 weeks to knit it up, which shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so going back to Bridgerton and the pair of socks. I am going to be designing a pair of socks out of this Knit Pick Stroll in Pluto hand painted, which is 462 yards per 100 grams, 75.25. Out of this beautiful blue, which I think is like perfect and classic. When I saw it in my stash, I was like, oh yes, this has to be the idea. I have, like I said, I have the pattern written up. I just have to cake this up, and I have 2 skeins of it. So love how squishy. If you have not knit with Stroll hand painted or Stroll from Knit Picks, you are missing out. Like, look at that, like squish. It is so amazing. It is crazy soft. I would say that Stroll and Stroll hand painted, or Stroll tonal and Stroll hand painted, are the softest yarns from Knit Picks by far. Softer than Felici. Like, these are the softest, squishiest yarns from Knit Picks. So this will be a new cast on by the next podcast, because I am super excited about it and I can't wait. All right, so we have not done this in a long time. If this is the first time you watch me, I am such a goal setter. I absolutely love setting myself goals. I am hoping to come to you guys in another week to 2 weeks. So the goal is that at least one of the pair of socks of Ice Castle is done by the next podcast. The hat is done. The dishcloth is done. This is cast on. And this is to the sleeves. Am I crazy? Let me know below if I'm crazy. Yeah, so I finished one sock, finished the hat, finished a dishcloth, cast on another pair of socks, maybe even like finish one sock of that, and then split for the sleeves for the sweater. In a week. We'll see. We'll see what I can get done. Okay, now if you are interested, I have some acquisitions. I'm taking them off my little yarn wall. purchased some D-stash yarn from a lady on Instagram. I think I showed this one in the last podcast. Yeah. So I went a little bonkers because I have not purchased any yarn in a long time. I want to say like over a year. Like if I bought one skein, I think I only bought 2 skeins last year of yarn. Like that was it, of indie dye yarn in the entire year. And they were both Laura's. So I think I showed this one on the last podcast. This one is a homespun house in Himalayan in her soft sock. That one was an acquisition. I have always wanted the wool barn. Always. And I saw this on her D-stash and I just knew I had to have it. Like it, and I'm obsessed with pinks right now and I don't know why. I think it's like, if it's Valentine's Day or I'm seeing so much pink, I love pink. So this is on her twist sock set, which is the Bramble sock, 80/20. Like, look at that soft pink. So it's the wool barn. I'm obsessed. Obsessed. I've always wanted the wool barn. But with the shipping and the exchange, it just sometimes doesn't always make sense, and shipping to Canada is ridiculously expensive, and I don't know why, but it's a whole other. The other one is Hey Sister Yarn Co. and the Botanical. Okay, now funny story. When I purchased this, I was like, I purchased it right away because Hey Sister Yarn Co. I absolutely always love their colorways, and the girls aren't dying anymore. And I really love that colorway, and I was like, and I purchased it, and I'm like, that sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar? Because, Julie, you already had a skein of Botanical in a different base. So this one I already had in my stash was an 80/20 Geronimo base. And this one is in their Allons-y base, which is a 75/25. Now, you will see their bases are different, and they took the dye different. So this one is the 80/20, and that one's the 75/25. They are the exact same colorway, but you see how much lighter this one is and lightly speckled, and this one is much more saturated. So it took the dye very differently. Like, I think the most speckles in the skein are right here. But, like, you can tell that they go together, but I would never say that they are identical. This one's a darker pink. In person, you can tell, like, this one's a darker pink, this one's a lighter pink. But I think, like, if I were to ever do a project with both of them, maybe, like, alternating every 2 rows between them, and I think that it would blend very well, or every row. So, there they look very similar. But yes, absolutely love it. Really happy that I got a second one for my stash, so you never know. I might make a nice shawl. I don't know. Sometimes I love just having yarn and staring at it and getting inspired by it, and then when the perfect project comes along, that's when I cast it on. I'm one of those people that definitely get inspired by the yarn, so I love that. And the last 2 skeins, which, I mean, I'm not going to fight for her updates. It is ridiculous. There's some dyers that sell out within like 2 minutes. But Woolen Vine is somebody that I really do love her yarn. And this skein colorway is Enjoy the Silence. I've wanted for years. And I saw this on her D-stash, on her Footsie base, which is her BFL base, which was on the D-stash. It went so fast in my cart. Like, I wanted this skein of yarn. Really beautiful. Little hair. And I got Woolen Vine in her Volca base, which is her 80/10/10 Superwash Merino Cashmere in Driven Snow. Put that one down. Which is a beautiful, like, soft gray with, like, some neon greens and purples and blues. Really, really pretty. So this is all the yarn that I got, and the 2 others that I just put away. And I also purchased the bag that I showed you from Daisy Girl Company. I am done buying yarn for a little bit. That was a little bit over the budget, but I couldn't pass up a really good deal, and there were some dyers that I absolutely love their yarns and I've always wanted to try. So I was really, really happy about those purchases. I actually also received some yarn for giveaways, so let me go and grab that. I wanted to show you guys I received 2 things for giveaways. The first one was some yarn from Brine Dye Works, which is she is a Canadian dyer. This one has to be my favorite. This one is Dirty Rainbow Set. So this one is Suit, which is a 50-gram skein, and then you have all of these beautiful 20-gram mini skeins that go with the set. And she so generously sent 2 yarn packages for some fun giveaways. Love this orange and blue, the green. Like, this set is absolutely stunning. I love it, love it, love it. And then she sent this other really fun set. So this is Mini Pickle Set number 1. And it is these fun neon-y colors. Like, imagine a fun pair of socks with this, or mittens. It would be beautiful. That green and blue, and oh, that charcoal and blue. Love that. I love this purple too. Really love it. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So these are going to be put away in the prize bin for some giveaways. Over the holidays, I never showed it on the podcast, which I feel so bad. But this is going to be a, sorry for the crinkling. This is going to be added in the giveaway for the Patreon group. We are currently doing a sock knitting cal knit along, and I'm going to be adding these fun bags. So these fun bags are from White Rose Company, who is Courtney. And I will link both of these shops down below if you want to go give them a follow and check out their shops. And she so generously donated a bag set. So she donated this huge bag. I mean, you guys, this is definitely sweater size project bag. Oh, and it has such a cute, both of them do. Really nice white. I love a good neutral inside so that you can see all of your yarn stitch markers, and then she sent even a fun matching notions pouch. Absolutely love that. So thank you so much, Courtney, and this is going to be added in the prize bin. Like I mentioned, if you guys ever want to donate anything, definitely send me a message. I would absolutely love to share your makes and share them along with everybody. So that is it on all of the knitting and the acquisitions. So thank you so much if you are just here for all of the knitting content, and if you want to stick around for what's been going on. I'm going to take a sip of coffee and then we're going to dive right in. So where we are, restrictions were lifted up a little bit so that we were able to see some of our family. I actually dropped off the girls this morning to my parents' house, so that is why the house is super quiet today. The girls are at my parents', and we're going to go get them around lunchtime. It's giving us a little bit of a break because it is well needed. It has been just absolutely crazy in terms of like kind of stress and things. We are potty training in full mode, and the girls are doing absolutely amazing. But Chloe the other night decided to wake me up. Oh, sorry, my hair's crazy. Chloe decided to wake me up the other night at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I just couldn't fall back asleep. So if when I'm woken up in the middle of the night, it's so hard to fall back asleep. So it's been a few nights that I haven't really slept solid, but that's okay. And they're doing absolutely amazing in the potty training. Yeah, I know that their potty training is later than normal because they are late talkers. They weren't ready, and it's completely normal for late talkers to be a little bit later as well in potty training. So that has been going on, and that is, kind of a big thing going in our house. I've been still designing a lot and doing all of that, so I'm trying to get a lot of more content over on Instagram and Patreon and YouTube. Absolutely love doing it. I love it. I really, really do. And I'm so grateful for it. We are almost at 10K followers on Instagram, which is mind-blowing, you guys. I am so excited. And I'm going to be doing a super fun 10K giveaway. It is going to be, I think it's going to be epic. I'm so excited. I'm waiting for a bunch of stuff in the mail. So when that all comes, I will share it with you all. And when we hit 10K, like I think we're only like 50 people away from 10K, which like I just want to sit and cry because I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you and your support and your love. And I can't believe, like I would have never imagined I'd be able to do this and getting to 10K. And it's overwhelming in the most amazing way. So I just want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you who watch the podcast and who support me and in every way that you can. So thank you. Oh my God, I forgot to share with you guys the pair of socks that just came out. My winter Hygge socks. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, do I like do like a cut and then put that like at the beginning and then only the people that actually watch through the end will see the... Oh, fudge, you guys. I just came out with a sock pattern this week. It is knit out of Knit Pick Stroll Tweed and it's my winter Hygge sock. Thank you so much to everyone who's already purchased it. Can't believe I totally forgot. Oh my gosh, I've not done that before. So I will put a picture here. These are out now. If you were not on my newsletter, definitely get on it for the next one because whoever's on my newsletter gets special coupon codes, and some selected tiers of Patreon actually get that pattern for free this month. So that was one of the promos. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, you guys are here for the crazy and I hope you love it. All right, you guys. I'm going to head off and I am going to start cleaning up my office, get some things knitting, and get organized, get some work done while the girls are not here. So as always, thank you so much for watching and happy knitting. Until next time, bye.